Get interesting here. MaxPax with Protoss in bottom left. Ancient Cistern. And it's going to be Protoss for Badborz in the top right. Yeah, this map, I don't feel like there's anything the Badborz necessarily can really look at and be like, oh, this is how I take advantage of this. Maybe if it was on a ramped natural expansion, you could do that, but that's about it. Oh no, I definitely have a bunch of dummies in here, guys. But anyways. So let me see here. Actually, I have another question related to this set and forget unit thing. I have to think about how to word it. Yeah, I mean, this is early game PvP, so I don't really care as much about talking through this right this second. So I actually want to ask you guys real quick about this idea. So it's on the same type of thing, right? So I was talking before about how, like, with a Liberator, Maru could, if he was about to harass with 2 sets of units, he could also send a Liberator, shift-click it, and not even look at it, and that's a third thing that he's doing that his opponent has to deal with. So his opponent's going to have to deal in 3 locations, while Maru's dealing with 2, right? So that's the idea behind what I'm about to ask you, right? So the idea here that I want to ask about is when someone sets something up, if it uses a certain amount of actions to set something up, let's just say someone sets something up with 10 actions, okay? How many actions is it okay to force their opponent to make with that while maintaining something that we think is good design / balanced? Okay, so like, let's say the Liberator, you shift click it and it takes you 10 actions to get that to go to the right location. Is it okay if it takes your opponent 15 actions to deal with it? Is it okay to take 20 actions? Is it okay to take 100 actions? Obviously, it's a Liberator. It's going to take 10 actions or something to get rid of. So that's not the best example, but I just wonder about... Yes, okay, this is a good one. Prism Charge Lot Warpins. That's a good one, okay? So guy in the chat mentions that. Prism Charge Lot Warpins, right? So if you put a Prism in someone's base, you're warping in charge lots, right? So click the Prism, shift it into warp in, rapid fire out, 8 Zealots. The amount of actions that your opponent has to take to deal with that. I wonder what level we would consider it to be balanced versus unbalanced. So, like, let's say it takes, again, let's call it 8 actions for Protoss, or 10 actions. 10 actions, sorry. Is it okay to take 100 actions to clear that? Or should it be, is that too much? Is it too much to ask your opponent to do 10 times more than you? I just wonder what you guys think. If you can just type in the chat. I just want to see the idea. I'll try to word this better and ask it again later, but it's an idea I've had in my head about actual game design in RTS. 3 times more you think is okay? Should be 1-to-1? Yes, guys, you're very funny. 42069, that's really great. Well, MaxPax here, you know, gets 3 probes. Already has his Nexus going. So definitely looks pretty good for him. Flying in with these Oracles now. It's so hard to answer that. Yeah, it's really hard to answer that. But it's just an idea I have in my head that I want to ask some people this and just see what people think, what the gut feeling might be. $3x more incentivizes people. That's interesting. Equal actions is what you want to clear. But if it's equal actions to clear something, attacking is inherently more dangerous than defending. So I don't think that that's right. I don't think equal actions is correct. You don't want it to be equal. It should be more for the defender. Attacking is a disadvantage in and of itself. You are taking a risk every time you attack. Yes, it should be slightly harder to defend than attack. I agree with this. 2 to 3 times, depending on context. Don't want laziness, okay. I agree, please note. Alright, both sides are going to get blink at the same time. I know we're not super commentating this game. Badborz is actually, he's playing alright, but like MaxPax is so good at this matchup, man. Random is definitely not as good in StarCraft 2. It still has some upside, but it's definitely not as strong as it is in StarCraft 1, man. Being on a 2-player map, it's like MaxPax just knows so quickly. Look at this, Badborz is down quite a bit.
Profane donated $3. Well, this is vacuum. It'd be easier to answer. Hard to say when everything else is piled in. For example, maybe we're more willing to have a heavier action burden against Zerg because of their vision advantage while a lesser action burden against T.
Huh. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, there's been a lot of interesting takes on it. Something I have to think about more. No, it wasn't Mong and Broodware that was random. Bishop played random, and he never made it in. Flash played random, and he played in ASL. Alright, let's get into the next game. We'll actually pay more attention this time. Alright, we got random Badborz on Babylon going up against MaxPax. All right. Top left, MaxPax. And Badborz is going to be Protoss again. Protoss again. Okay. A little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see him get another race. MaxPax is going to go ahead and put the pylon on the low ground there. This is going to play out better against Zerg and Protoss. Since it is a ramped natural, I think that makes sense. It makes it 2/3 of the time you're going to be making the right pylon. And then against Terran, it's not going to be terrible. You can play it against Terran. Game 1 would have been a good game for Zerg for him. Because the high ground pylon. Remember that day I played Ladder Guys? I lost 2 games out of like 20-something. And one was random Zerg and I made the pylon on high ground. This shit can fuck you up, man. So, they're both doing, like, kind of similar builds here. MaxPax double gassing. We don't have those gases from Badborz. He gets his Nexus super, super, super quick. Now, does MaxPax go ham, or does he just make a Nexus in response? He's going to go ham, I think. He's going to make that... Okay, he's making the cybernetic score. So are we going to proxy Stargate, maybe? Oh. Oh, a little pylon block there from MaxPax. So that's a little bit annoying. I wonder if he's going to actually utilize that for anything. And throws the Stargate right down. Okay, so he is going to go directly into Stargate, but, you know, Badborz sees that. So this is not the most scary thing, I think. And we have double shield battery for MaxPax. So he's literally sending a Zealot over for double shield battery.
Donated $3.33. I think Pig talked a bit about these kinds of asymmetrical actions on his stream some months ago. Also, it depends on the accuracy of the actions. If you can just move some Void Rays, it's easy versus using Ravager to kill it even though close to same actions.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about. It's like I've been thinking about it like realistically for a few years, but haven't really talked about it too much on stream. It's I don't know. It's just something that came to my mind when I was talking about the Liberator in the previous game, that I was like, oh, this is kind of, let me share this idea. And Badborz is going to GG pretty quickly there. MaxPax peels him apart with 2 units. Oof.
Clever